welcome to a one-way football. It feels like it's been an absolute long time since I've done this because we've had other channels going on, haven't we, Neil? You know, we've done the one way or another, which is not just sport; it's just everything, all topics in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know what? It's 10 times harder because I do the one-way fighting. I know what I'm talking about when I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Now I'm scanning the web for something interesting, and there's like a million videos out there, and they're all like got millions of views. And I just want to I'm just a nasty person. When I'm doing reactions, have you seen the flat I did?
I can't say you're a nasty person, mate. You've got a heart of gold, to be fair, underneath that tough skin.
Yeah, in that respect. But like my sense of humour, like I'm talking about this flat earther and trying to debunk his theories. And like unbeknown to me until I watched it back, I start going, why is he wearing short sleeves and a fedora? It's clearly autumn. It's overcast. And I'm just breaking him down, calling him a weirdo and everything. And at one point, I think I said he shouldn't be allowed near schools. And I'm just like, I've got to take a step back. Like, so I'm enjoying it.
It's something different in it for all of us. And if you're into, if you're not into sport and all that, and you've just taken a glimpse of this and this is not your thing, head over to one way or another. It's about all topics in general. So there's reaction videos on there. There's podcasts on there talking about stuff that's trending. So it is a good channel, and hopefully it'll work out well for us.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
But onto the football. One question, Neil. Is it coming home?
I thought you were going to say something about Rafa. Rafa's coming home, I know that. I don't know about fucking football. Mate, who have we got next? Is it being set yet? Because it's a channel I've seen the second half of the England game.
So basically, we've got Ukraine because it was out of Sweden or Ukraine, and Ukraine won in extra time yesterday.
Let's see how out of touch I am. But mate, I see us beating Ukraine, and then the next game's Czech Republic or
Denmark.
I mean, I don't want to sound like the biggest prick in the world, but Denmark are already a man down and one of their better players.
But did you see the game Czech against Republic, Russia? When obviously when Denmark they had to beat Russia, didn't they? And they absolutely stormed them 4-1. So they're still in that run.
But would you have? I mean, I know France lost to Switzerland and that, but would you? When you were thinking about this, we've got to play some big teams now. Someone said to you at the beginning of the tournament, you're going into potentially the quarters and the semis, and they were potentially the teams you could play. I'd have took your hand off.
Yeah, 100%. I would have done that as well, because going into these matches and getting into it's the thing with England, we've always had that doubt going into a quarterfinal or semi-final, because it ends up either in penalties or we just get a bogey team that we like. Germany, I looked at that and said, even though they came third in their group, that was the team that I didn't want, because Germany it's basically like the biggest rivalry out of all of them for us.
Mate, you know what as well? I remember sitting there, I mean, because I've got the kids and we've got this channel going on, I've got so much stuff going on, even though we're furloughed. I just didn't catch the first 20 minutes of the first half. And first half didn't look that great.
No.
Second half, there were fits and bursts, really, wasn't it?
But did you think when they brought Grealish on, it made a hell of a lot of difference?
Yeah, it did to a degree. I mean, it was only 2 crosses across the box, and we buried both, really, wasn't it? So, I mean, it was more about taking chances. And I'm one of them. I'm a blue, so I've been saying, why haven't they put Calvert-Lewin in the squad and that? I would have liked to have seen him come on. And I personally, I mean, I'm no manager, but I would have put him on in second half. So lucky I'm not the manager, innit?
I know, because Kane scoring,
Kane
everyone, he's had so much stick as well from the start of this Euros because he's done nothing.
It's one of them, though. It's different style to what he plays out at Tottenham. I just feel like with Kane, he's being not necessarily marked out the game, but they're paying a lot of attention to him because they know he's a big target man, really, don't they? And I do feel like, though, he hasn't looked like that same guy who just runs after everything and chases stuff down. But then again, you don't know. There's levels to football. And, you know, Sunday League was my level. You know, he could be doing everything he can on the pitch. The manager knows what he's doing. And, you know, everybody disagreed with the team selection in the first game. And then after that game, everyone was saying he's great. Then we draw and everybody's a bit, oh, are we going to win? You know, Scotland, fucking hell, we should have batted. Mate, I trust Southgate.
You think he's got a plan then, yeah? You trust the motions that he's going through?
I think he lives and dies by his own decisions. And I think if you've got a manager who's listening to the press and he's putting a team out that the press want, then he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, does he? Or he's not got the balls to do what he wants. And I'd rather we got to the final and he put the team out he thought was best than listen to all of us moan and going, you know, put Calvert-Lewin, you know. I'd rather a manager that died on his own sword. So I've got confidence in Southgate. I'd say it could be coming home, yeah, potentially.
But, you know, like looking at Kane, right, it doesn't help that all this speculation of City putting in like 100 million bid for him, plus maybe a couple of players as well. I mean, there must be so many things going through his head at the moment. And also United, there was that rumor about him going to United. They've just made the transfer of like Sancho now, haven't they?
Yeah. Has that been accepted, has it?
I think so, yeah. I
mean, at the end of the day, their football it's part and parcel of the game. If you've got the head on you that you can go out and do a penalty in a World Cup or a Euro game, you've got the head on you to just ignore the press.
Yeah.
And that's what Southgate's worked with them massively over. And you know, one of the things he said was when it was it Euro 98, 96, whatever, it's just massive, the press and the effect that they can have on you when you're in that situation, and especially with the England team. I remember not supporting England, well, not supporting them, but not being interested in them for ages. And a lot of it was to do with the press.
Yeah.
The press
But I don't think it helps that we've had all these years of just seeing the same England team go out and every year getting the hype of it, saying, oh yeah, it's a brand new England team, probably the best one we've ever had. And then we get the same results every single, you know, international tournament. But there is a different feel to this. There's a younger vibe to this team, isn't there?
Yeah, and I think the other thing is as well, apart from Harry Kane, there's not a player on the team you wouldn't think that you couldn't drop. Maybe, you know, Harry Maguire. I mean, people would have argued with Jordan Pickford to a degree with not this whole season, because I'm a Blue, I've watched him a lot. He's had a good season. He's been one of our top players this season, but he did have at the beginning of the season, especially around the Virgil van Dijk situation, you know, issues over his mental state, and he wasn't always getting started. He'd have like a couple of games here or there to let his head, you know, get firmly placed back on his shoulders. There's not one pick. It's like when you had Gerrard, Lampard, two big names that they were putting in the midfield. You couldn't drop one or the other, but they didn't really play well together. You've got anyone in that squad that he can drop. I wouldn't necessarily argue any of them. Yeah, you can't drop them because the bench is fairly strong as well. You're bringing on strong players as well from the bench.
I mean, being an Arsenal supporter, I have to say I'm so proud of Saka, what performances he's been putting in. And to have a 19-year-old on the pitch, do you know what I mean? It says a lot. Do you know what I mean? He has trust in the team that he puts out. And that goes back to what you say. That goes back to what you say and say, you know, you trust Southgate and what he's doing.
Mate, well, yeah. And I mean, you know what? With inexperience comes athleticism and speed and enthusiasm. You know, as long as you've got the experience elsewhere on the pitch to keep his head on his shoulders, then why not?
Yeah.
100%. If you think he's going to go on and do a job, then put him on, do it. And
it gives people confidence, doesn't it? You know, like putting him out there.
Yeah. You know, and it's one of them. It's a bit different with him, but look at Rooney. I don't think anyone really doubted him when he came on. but I think he was a bit more established as a bigger name. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes you've just got to, as a manager, just think, you know, he is established as a great footballer, but you've got to let him make his mark, get him on the pitch, and just let them go do what they've got to do.
Yeah. But would you say, what was your predicted score before that Germany game?
I think I said 2-1.
2-1 England, yeah.
Yeah.
I said 2-1 as well. Like, so our expectations were still high, and we didn't just concede a goal. We haven't actually conceded a goal.
If Muller would have buried that, he should have buried that.
Yeah. I mean, did you see Sterling's goal, right? And then straight after he lets the ball go, and you could just see Sterling's face just go, "Don't go in, don't go in, don't go in." Do you know what I mean? Like, just going hero to zero in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you couldn't blame him for that, though. I mean, he didn't just put the ball in the back of the net. He made that whole move. He started it off, went round, and then come back in. He's one of them people, especially as a blue from when he played at Liverpool, and I know he fucked off from that, but you can't fault his quality, even though he mightn't have had the same playing time. He is good.
Yeah.
Yes. I know it's questionable. Sometimes England fans don't want him playing, but mate, he's been one of the best this tournament so far.
Yeah.
Is he top goal scorer for us now? Yeah.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's scored 3 goals, and Harry Kane scored 1 through this whole tournament. Like, we topped the group with 2 goals. That's how mad it was.
Insane, isn't it? But Pickford's got clean sheet, hasn't he? Every game so far.
Yeah.
Imagine going through the whole of the Euros with clean sheets.
Is it? I mean, coming from like an Evertonian like yourself, does it feel good to see that the number 1 goalie for England is Pickford?
Mate, yeah, I do really. And you know what? I mean, we've had great goalies all the way through. Well, not all the way through. We've had your Paul Gerrards and Simonsons and stuff like that. But in general, like, we've had Nigel Martin, Tim Howard, Neville Southall's probably one of the greatest goalies we've had.
Yeah.
You can go back through the history with Everton. I think we've got a good staff in there that, deal with the goalies. And he was a good prospect before he came to us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he lost his head a little bit with some of the stuff that was happening. He'd had that fight and stuff, and there were other things going on. I think he's one of them. He wears his heart on his sleeve a little bit. So it's nice to see him. What happened with Van Dijk and stuff, he got a lot of bad publicity for that.
Oh, did, yeah.
And to be fair, it was a mistake.
But the Reds hate him, didn't they? They absolutely hate him.
We hate them.
Ditto. Yeah, I mean, because I feel proud as an Arsenal supporter seeing Saka on there, because we haven't had last time we had players in the national team was when you had the likes of Wilshere, Walcott, and they were still young then, to be fair. So it's always been young players that we've had from the team go in. But I suppose back in the day, like most of our team were all French or. Do you know what I mean?
Wenger brought in some quality talent from afar, didn't he, mate?
Yeah.
Well, from the continent.
But to see like you say, like with Calvin Lewin, I would like to see him start a game. Do you know what I mean? Even, or like you say, maybe even come on, but maybe give Kane a rest, and maybe bring Kane on at half time or something. Do it the other way around, kind of thing next time.
Mate, the start of the season, I do remember thinking, he's a great aerial threat, but he's got other aspects to his game there, mate. He's good with the ball. I think the thing Carlo did, fucking prick, and Big Dunk as well, is just have him concentrate on his game and stay as close to the 6-yard box. He was drifting back, towards midfield a lot. And I know you have to do that to stay in shape and stuff, but he was getting in the box. Strikers, number 9s, need to be in the box. And that's what he does. And as long as he sticks to that game plan, and his physicality, his aerial threat is unbelievable, get a few set pieces. I mean, I reckon he would have banged in 3 or 4 by now. I mean, that it sounds bad, but he had periods where we had the Carlson starting number 9 and stuff like that throughout the season. you know, if he'd continued his early form, he could have well been Golden Boot this season. But, you know, I know people will disagree. I think he had 21 in all comps this season, but he was on form this season, like.
Yeah. Are you actually happy the way England have been playing, or would you have changed anything around?
I'd take 1-0s, draws, the odd 2-0 all the way through. If we win, we win. Vin Diesel says in The Fast and the Furious, mate, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. That's what I tell me bird. That's what I tell me bird when I stick in.
I was just about to say that. I was about to say that. But my missus, yeah, that's what she says, mate. Like,
doesn't matter, mate. Could be an inch, could be a man.
That was a proper office moment. That's what she said.
Yeah, good, yeah.
But like,
I'd take a 1-0 in the final. You know, it doesn't have to be like Liverpool in 2005, where it's this crazy game, 3-0 down, coming back to 3-3, and then going all the way to the pens. And, you know, I mean, that's good. That's football magic, but it's been so fucking long.
Yeah. But you would
disqualification.
In the next game, though, you would actually like a big score line, wouldn't you? I mean, if we face Ukraine and beat them 5-0, that would be epic. Do you know that's a bigger boost? Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone, yeah. I've seen all these comments right on the group, and anyway, if you want to see the group, by the way, the link will be below. But there was loads of negative people still going, "Oh, if you're going to be proud of that performance," I'm like, we won 2-0. Well, what's everyone's problem?
Yeah, but the thing is, you look when Man United were a force all the way through the late 90s to noughties and stuff like that. They'd win games that were shit performances, and that's, you know, as long as you have a couple of good performances to go along with the shit ones, as long as you're pulling in 3 points, you're not asked.
I know,
or the win in the knockout stages.
It just seems like there's too many people being negative about the whole scenario of England at the moment. There's people in the bar that I'm watching the England game in asking me if they can have a German flag to wear, and I was just like, "What are you going on about? Why are you even asking this question? Is there a flag around so I can wear the German flag? Because that is just, to me, that's just complete and utter bullshit. Why are you even thinking about that stuff?"
Just fucking, what, they're English people saying that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Mate, I think one thing is, if you're not happy with the way they play, you've got to look at it. You've got to do with the squad what you have in front of you. You can't necessarily go play flamboyant football with the group of players. I mean, there is flamboyant football in it. That little goal with Sterling was fantastic.
Yeah.
The way it was all set up and around. But, I mean, Foden, as well, when he's on, he looks exciting. You know, there are little flashes of brilliance. And I know he's got the Gaza haircut, but, you know, he's a couple of years off that yet, isn't he? Yeah. But when they say we don't look good, the other teams, I mean, Scotland had a good game against us for Scotland, but it was a bit scrappy in bits, you know what I mean? But we've got that break-up play in the midfield with the whole plays being broken down and just little niggles and, you know, little half fouls and stuff like that. The other teams don't look good against us because of what we're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to have that with Moyes. We used to have Carsley in the midfield, Fellaini. Everyone knows about Fellaini elbowing and fouling and stuff like that. You're breaking up the opposition play. And when we finished fourth, we had about 12 games where we won 1-0. But for an Everton fan finishing fourth in 2005, 6, 7 or 8, whatever it was, 10 years on from your last FA Cup, you're happy.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter how you do it.
Yeah, just
win a fucking trophy and then worry about making it look.
Yeah.
So, fuck them.
That's what I'm saying. But
I'll wrap it around your fucking neck.
No, yeah, that's what I'm on about. I was like, don't come to me asking me about all this. Oh, wait, is there a German flag in the bar that I can wear? I'm like, what are you going on? What are you actually going on about? I was dead confused. It's like, you know, when do you remember the old computers? Like Windows like 95 and 96 and that, and when you turn the computer on, it goes that way. That's what was going in my head. I was like staring at him, just like,
Loading.
Yeah. I couldn't compute with it.
Even worse is I can go all the way back to the ZX Spectrum.
Yeah, like fucking.
The thing is, sometimes, right, you've just got to say to people, what the fuck do you want out of this?
Yeah.
What is it you want? Just, it's all be nice if we were all Brazil, but unfortunately, playing football barefoot down fucking Crosby Beach in Liverpool, you're going to get glass in your feet, so you're not going to be that, and it's fucking pissing down.
Yeah.
You'll get 2-foot challenges up Walton Park instead, so you're not going to be that pretty.
Exactly.
You know, you get the odd ones who do, you know, your Beckhams at the free kicks, but don't go expecting that. You just get a fucking win in first, man.
That's it.
Stop having these expectations. That,
like, there are a couple of people that I would love to see, like, you know, like in a couple of days' time when I do see him, I am going to pull him aside and just be like, what now? Do you want a Ukrainian flag for next week or on Saturday? Or do you know what I mean? It's
just say you want to find somewhere else to drink.
I just don't
do I know them? Do I know them?
You probably do. You probably do know them. Yeah. But I'm not saying on here.
Yeah, call them out.
One of them's a Liverpool supporter.
Not the old guy. Is it?
But
the Liverpool supporter, not from Liverpool, funnily enough.
Yeah. But right, going into the match against Ukraine, yeah, would you put out the same team or would you swap it around?
I'll be honest with you. I'd throw Grealish in. I just feel like there's just so much more movement when he plays. But I think what Southgate's doing is playing the team that will beat the team in front of him.
Yeah.
And, you know, in terms of Ukraine, I've not seen that much of them. I think they'll go out and not park the bus, because that's not going to get them through the knockout round unless they win on penalties. That's a stupid thing to say. But just come out and just try and break our play up. I can't imagine that on a skill level that they're going to be, you know, able to outpass us on the park. So I would suggest I put out quite a physical team. I'd suggest maybe, the same team, maybe Grealish is, you know, thrown in. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's going to play whatever team he sees fit to beat that team.
I mean, God help us.
Would you rest someone? Would you rest someone like Kane?
Yeah, I probably would. Like I said before, I'd probably start.
I think Calvert-Lewin, same job.
Yeah, but I mean, then maybe like at half time, if things don't look so good, then maybe bring Kane on. But Sterling's good enough on that left. Do you know what I mean? So he kind of does his own job, even though we criticise him for holding on the ball too long, and he does the job, doesn't he?
Yeah, but the thing is, he holds on the ball too long, but he's the only one who's created 3 goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So, you know what? When the rest of them are able to do that and finish, because Foden's took a few sort of runs and stuff like that and had nearly chances. And if you look at his form for Man City, he probably would have buried each and every one of them. I don't know if it's nerves or if it's just situational that wasn't going to go in on that occasion. Again, he's a bit younger. So This is really just good for him to break him in. You know, people keep complaining that he's being taken off. But Southgate's massive into the old sports psychology. So you don't know if he's just assessed it and thought maybe this is too big an occasion. He would have buried that for City. Yeah. He may just be thinking, let's just bring him off and ease him into it. And then you never know, you might see him come into his realm in the quarters of the semis. Yeah.
So before we leave this, you're going to give us a prediction then for Saturday?
If I'm still sober, mate, it will be, I reckon, about 3-0.
3-0. Yeah, I would like to see a score like that. 3-0, maybe a bit high, 4-0. Do you know what I mean? I really want a big score just so it gets everybody's boost just up. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I felt like once that first goal went in against Germany, even though we could have just sat back, what was that, like 70 minutes in, we could have sat back and just held the ball, but we still pressed, you know, every now and then. And I think they even had to say to themselves, come on, let's just keep this. We've got, we've got 5 minutes to go, whatever. I feel like that game alone has built the confidence because we beat Germany.
Yeah.
And I think that'll carry on going into it. And I think as soon as we put one in, the others will follow.
Yeah. Perfect, Neil. Cheers for coming on anyway, mate. Always a pleasure having you on One Way Football.
Before you go, what do you think about Rafa?
Did you see that in the background then?
Checking the clock.
No, there was someone's laser penning me through the window.
This is
someone. It's someone on the other side of the valley. It's probably Rick.
Oh, that always happens to me.
Literally,
I want to find out.
I just seen if you watch the video back, it's green laser pen going everywhere. Oh, that Rick.
Yeah.
Anyway, cheers, guys. Thank you for watching One Way Football. Cheers, Neil. Thanks for coming on. Don't forget, you can also check Neil out on One Way Fighting. The link will be in the description below. And check out our new channel, One Way or Another. The link will also be in the description below. And if you're new to One Way Football, don't forget to, if you like the video, hit that like button and also get them subscribers up. Let's hit that subscribe button, which is in down here. It's down here. It's like underneath me, isn't it? Just there. If you're on YouTube, yeah, it's up there. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers, Neil.
See you later, love.
One Way Football.